Today is Tuesday, August 22nd. What to know about another major heat wave impacting more than a dozen states. And we have an update about the search efforts on Maui, as well as the president's visit there. Also, a new seatbelt law could affect all new cars. We'll explain. Plus, when pregnant women can start getting the new RSV vaccine. What a new large study found about screen time for kids. And remember the Fyre Festival disaster? Well, it's coming back. Those stories and even more news to know today, next. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in around 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. The remnants of what was once Hurricane Hilary has blown past Southern California. In the last 24 hours, it has moved north and has brought heavy rain and some flooding to Nevada, Utah, Idaho, and Oregon. That rain is expected to last through this morning at least. While Hilary was in California as a rare tropical storm, it dumped up to 5 inches of rain on coastal areas and 10 inches or more in the mountains. Streets were flooded and power lines and trees toppled. Thankfully, no serious injuries were reported. Even more good news, the wet weather might stave off wildfires for a few weeks at least in Southern California and parts of the Sierra Nevada. Meanwhile, more than a third of all Americans are now dealing with a heat wave that could bring some of the hottest temperatures of the summer. There's an excessive heat warning that stretches along 18 states in the middle of the country, from Texas and Louisiana to Wisconsin and Minnesota. Combinations of heat and humidity will make it feel like up to 120 degrees across much of the Midwest and South, with some spots feeling even hotter. Hundreds of record high temps have been set already this week, and hundreds more record highs and possibly twice as many record warm lows are in the forecast from today through Friday. It has now been nearly 2 weeks since Maui's historic wildfires broke out, and beyond the 114 people who have been confirmed dead, there are still 850 people considered missing. But the Maui Police Department and the FBI are on the case. Rescuers who searched through the aftermath of the 9/11 terror attacks are now involved in the search on Maui, as well as many of the same people involved in recovery efforts after the 2018 Camp Fire in California. Plus, of course, there are local and federal crews still scouring through the fire zone. President Biden was also there yesterday, meeting with first responders and survivors. He got a tour of the damage, seeing block after block of what used to be homes and businesses turned into piles of ash and debris. Biden promised the federal government will help Maui rebuild no matter how long it takes. And he says his administration will respect sacred lands, cultures, and traditions along the way. President Trump says he's going to Georgia later this week to turn himself in and be officially arrested on allegations he tried to interfere with the 2020 election. Though he'll probably only be there a short while, as long as he agrees to pay up. Just yesterday, his bond was set at $200,000, making this the first of his 4 indictments to actually require him to pay to stay out of jail. This bond order also sets some strict rules Trump will have to follow. For example, the former president is not allowed to talk to any witnesses or his 18 allies also charged in this case, except through his lawyers. He was also told he could not make any kind of direct or indirect threat of any nature, not even on social media, and not even if he's reposting from someone else. In response, Trump posted about all of this on his Truth Social platform. He specifically criticized the district attorney who signed the latest order, calling her a member of the radical left, and accused her of working directly with the Justice Department as a way of destroying his 2024 presidential campaign. Either way, though, his campaign seems to be doing just fine. His campaign website has been selling not guilty mugs with a fake mugshot on them, and donations have been pouring in with each indictment. Trump still leads all the Republican candidate polls by a lot. Well, soon, there may be a new warning system reminding you to put your seatbelt on no matter where you're sitting in the car, truck, or van. The Transportation Department proposed new rules this week, and they would make manufacturers equip vehicles with extra seatbelt warning systems. That's already the rule for the driver's seat, which is why cars will beep and flash the seatbelt sign when you forget to buckle up before driving. But these new rules would bring that same standard for the front passenger and the people in the back seat, too. And the warning lights and sounds would have to last a lot longer than they do now, and they'd be even louder. The NHTSA says these changes could save a lot of lives. Nearly half of the people who died in traffic crashes in 2021 were not wearing their seatbelts. The federal government is now taking public comment on this proposal for the next couple of months. And if that all goes well, car companies would have at least 2 years to comply with the rules. More news still ahead. But first, a break to thank our sponsor, AG1. AG1 is a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. And it has become part of my everyday. I drink it each morning. I actually first gave AG1 a try because I too had heard about it on other podcasts and was really intrigued. So I tried it, and I reached out to partner with them because I find it really beneficial. So here we are. AG1 makes me feel that I'm covering my nutritional bases with a science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food-sourced nutrients. It supports my energy, focus, immune system, gut health, and more. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. AG1 has helped millions of mornings begin on a healthier foundation. And you're getting all of this for a lot less money than if you took all these individual supplements. Each serving of AG1 costs less than $3 a day. So if you're looking for a simpler, effective investment to your health, try AG1 and get 5 free AG1 travel packs and a free 1-year supply of vitamin D with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/newsworthy. That's drinkag1.com/newsworthy. Check it out. Remember we told you about new vaccines on the way meant to protect newborn babies from getting RSV? Well, this week, the FDA actually approved them. In order to protect the babies, they'll be given to pregnant patients in just 1 dose during the 3rd trimester. Then the shot is supposed to give their babies protection for the first 6 months, making this the first vaccine that's been shown to work against RSV in the youngest Americans. In fact, the latest trial data shows the Pfizer vaccine was about 70% effective at protecting babies in the first 6 months. The side effects in the trials were mostly mild, too, though a decision was made to only give the shots after the 32nd week of pregnancy, just in case they could cause preterm births. The CDC still has to recommend exactly who should get the shots before they can then roll out everywhere. Reports say that is likely to happen, though, in early October. Though this same shot is already approved for people 60 and up and is already available at certain Walgreens locations for them. A new large study confirms what a lot of parents know already. Looking at TVs, cell phones, and tablets might not be the best for growing young brains. The American Medical Association published the study yesterday that's looked at more than 7,000 young children. It found 1-year-olds who were exposed to more than 4 hours of screen time a day experienced developmental delays, especially in communication and problem-solving skills. And those delays would typically keep showing up at ages 2 and 4. Now, to be clear, the study did not find the screen time actually caused the developmental delays, but it did find an association between the babies who were exposed to more screens and those who had delayed development. And some experts say the pattern might have less to do with actual screen time and how much face-to-face time young children are getting with other people in person each day. Like with most things, they say the key to screen time is moderation and to interact directly with kids as much as possible. The authors of this study also pointed out that their research did not distinguish between what kind of screen time kids were exposed to, like if the content was meant to be educational or more focused on entertainment. They say future studies should look into that angle as well. YouTube is now partnering with one of the largest record labels in the world to explore the possibilities and pitfalls of artificial intelligence. Specifically, YouTube recruited Universal Music Group to influence how artists get paid when their work is used by AI tools. It set up what it's calling the YouTube Music AI Incubator with a group of Universal's artists, songwriters, and producers, including rapper Yo Gotti, singer Rosanne Cash, and the estate of Frank Sinatra. Basically, the group says it's on a mission to make sure AI is used as a tool to empower artists and that it's used respectfully and ethically. AI-generated videos on YouTube have been viewed more than 1.7 billion times this year alone. But YouTube says, even outside of the working group, the company will be enforcing copyrights, and it might even use AI to find violators on the platform. YouTube says it's going to share more details about the specific technologies and policies related to AI in the months ahead. How about a sequel to one of the most disastrous music festivals ever? Yeah, tickets are now on sale for Fyre Festival 2, and it's being put on by the same guy who went to prison for fraud over the first one. Remember, the original festival was promoted as an exotic island adventure with luxury accommodations and performances from some of the hottest musical acts. But ultimately, it turned out to be a beach full of disaster relief tents and cheese sandwiches. And it got canceled, but only after many people had arrived on the island. Well, fast forward to this week, and tickets for Fyre Festival 2 start at $500 and go up to $8,000. And even though they're now on sale, the specific dates, location, and festival lineup has not come out. Fyre Fest founder Billy McFarland just says it will take place somewhere in the Caribbean sometime at the end of 2024. He says he came up with the business plan for the new festival during a stint in solitary confinement. And now that he's out of prison, he says he's ready to make the impossible happen. That's it for the main news today, so now it's time for Trivia Tuesday, when we ask a different trivia question every week. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Honeylove. The reviews are in. Honeylove came out on top for Best Wedding Day Shapewear. With wedding season upon us, this is going to be so helpful for you. Whether you are a bride, a guest, or just want to upgrade your everyday look, Honeylove is your go-to for all things shapewear. In fact, our executive producer, Emily, did a ton of research and tried on a lot of shapewear before her wedding. And she told me she decided, hands down, Honeylove was the best. It was the one she wore on her wedding day. It was the only shapewear that helped her wedding dress hang just right instead of clinging like the other brands. And she felt and looked fantastic and confident. In fact, Honeylove has revolutionized compression technology, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. It's why Honeylove has now become my go-to as well. And keep in mind, this was all even before Honeylove was our sponsor, so we are thrilled to be working with them now. Especially because we get to share an exclusive offer with our listeners. Get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/newsworthy. Treat yourself to the best shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/newsworthy. Again, use our exclusive link to get 20% off. That's honeylove.com/newsworthy. Okay, now back to Trivia Tuesday. Today's trivia question is, what kind of bird can fly backwards? You can play along with us in our weekly roundup email that comes out each Friday. Simply sign up to get it at thenewsworthy.com/email or find the link in today's episode notes. As for last week's trivia question, what does Yahoo stand for? The answer is yet another hierarchically officious oracle, though that's not actually how the name was picked. The founders just looked through the dictionary and liked that Yahoo was a word everyone can say and remember. Then they decided to come up with an acronym that explained the search engine at the time. Hierarchical described how the Yahoo database was arranged. Officious refers to the office workers who used the database. And oracle meant source of truth and wisdom. Of course, since then, Yahoo has become a lot more. It's now one of the leading internet communications, commerce, and media companies worldwide. Well, thank you so much for listening today. Be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button in your favorite audio app so you can get new episodes each day and stay informed. And if you're looking to support the show even more, please be sure to share it or even become a Newsworthy Insider. Start your free trial at thenewsworthy.com/insider to get ad-free episodes and Ask Me Anything bonus episodes. All right, we'll be back with another news roundup tomorrow. Until then, have a great day.